Satnam and welcome, beautiful friends. This is a weather warning going out to many areas, including Canada and Florida, going back to a video I did on my top weather predictions on April 20th of 2022. And in that video, I warned you about 3 specific hurricanes, 2 of which are out at sea as we speak. One of those already did quite a bit of damage to those in Puerto Rico who are still without power. I'm here to give you an update, going back and showing you what I said in the past and how it's all panning out right now in the oceans and what is going to happen in this weather warning video. I welcome you back to my channel. I welcome you to my channel. If you happen to be new at my channel, my name is Joseph Tittel, aka Spiritman JT, coming to you live from Sedona, Arizona. I welcome you all. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Be a part of the tribe. Subscribe, hit the bell, hit the all, check your cellular devices so that you don't miss any content that I put out. Also, give me a like somewhere along the line because I love you. And that like shows the algorithms that you want my stuff to show up on your feed. And you want those reminders and those notifications. I thank you all with infinite love and gratitude for the love and support that you bring to me in the ways that you do. For being a part of the tribe, hitting the subscribe, and joining the community down below as well. Now let us venture into the world of weather once again. And a weather warning. So let us go and take a look first at what I said back on April 20th of 2022 on my top weather prediction video. If you want to watch that video and catch the full video, the link is right up above and should be showing up on your screen right about now. So what did I say on April 20th, 2022? Let's check it out.
I had a vision today of 3 hurricanes all at sea at the same time. 2 smaller develop soon after. So first there's 3, 2 close together and 1 out here. Say 2 over here and 1 out here. And soon after they take their course, 2 smaller ones will develop. 2 again are close side by side when this first develops. And another storm, a littler storm, developing in a distance across the oceans. And this, one of these forms into a major category storm that will touch land. So we have to keep an eye out for that and know.
So as you heard, I said that there would be 3 storms, 1 separated by 2 others that would develop afterwards. Well, we did have and still do riding the east coast of the United States, Hurricane Fiona, which is about to do great damage to Nova Scotia all the way up into Greenland. And now we have this next storm that's developing that will likely become Gaston. Hurricane Gaston is on my list. When I talked about hurricanes, I went through all the names of the hurricanes. And I came up with 4 hurricanes that were most significant in the way of numerology and my intuition. The first one was Earl, which was back in early August. The second one I said was Fiona. Both of those are a 9 in numerology. 9 is all about endings and death of cycles and destruction. I also mentioned Gaston, which is a 22. 22 is a master number, which yesterday on the 22nd of September, that storm was developing. It hasn't yet become the hurricane, but we know it will, heading right up towards Florida and the Keys. And I have more details that I said about that on April 20th as well. But then I also said Hermine. So Hurricane Hermine, if we do get the Hurricane Hermine, which I'm sure without a doubt we will, could Hurricane Gaston be followed by Hermine, as I said, on April 20th, with 3, 2 developing after the big one. Big one's Fiona right now. The 2 developing afterwards would be Gaston and Hermine, which would make so much sense as to what I just said in my predictions going back on April 20th. Now, Hermine, Fiona, and Earl are all number 9s, and that's why I called them and had that intuition, because that 9 vibration can often bring that destruction. And then Gaston jumped out at me more than anything because of the name and because of the number 22. So here's some of what I said back on April 20th of this year. So check this out.
The Caribbean is on high watch for storms. Hurricane makes a sudden turn, slamming right into one island, leaving nothing but devastation in its path. St. Martin Island came to me very, very strongly. I saw a storm that rode along the edge of Cuba, perhaps the storm or a separate storm that also will change course suddenly. While I was map scrying today, I got pulled to Costa Rica and Cuba both. I believe Spirit was showing me a storm that would go right through Costa Rica. And of course, they'll say it'll lose strength once it goes through Costa Rica, but instead it gains strength before heading directly towards Cuba. And then straight up into the Florida Keys. Key West, Florida needs to be prepared for a stormy season ahead, and that whole tip of Florida. This will take us into Texas and New Orleans as well.
So interestingly, it sounds almost like Hurricane Sandy, where I said one storm would totally make a turn. Could that be the storm that's coming next? Could that be related to Gaston? Because I did say, as you heard, that there would be a storm that would touch Cuba and in between Cuba and Costa Rica. That's the exact direction that they're saying this storm's going to develop and go in. Let's see if they say it's going to lose strength, as I said that they would do, but know that it's going to gain strength before it gets into the Florida Keys. This has got to be Gaston. And likely, again, another one's going to develop right after, which would be Hermine, another one to keep a very close eye on. Likely he's developing within the next week, but we'll have to see and stay tuned. Now, check out this video that I did on June 23rd, where I touched base on the different names of the hurricanes as well. And even more so, my warning back in June to Florida.
Preparing for hurricanes, boarding up windows. I saw a vision of both Miami, Key West, or the Keys. Key West is where I had a vision, and Fort Lauderdale. They were all places I've been to before, so I guess that's why Spirit showed me visions of places that were familiar to me. It seemed to be numerological related, all nines, and nines are all endings, death of cycles, and can bring disaster and destruction. That would be Hurricane Earl, Hurricane Fiona, and Hermine, excuse me, not Herman, Hermine. Hermine jumps out at me out of those three and more. And then aligning with numbers, Earl, Fiona, and Hermine are nines. And nines do bring death and destruction with them. And then the last one, and the big one, that's a 22, which also is a number that can bring destruction, is Gaston.
So please, all our friends that reside in family in Florida and all along the inner Gulf need to be prepared. Take the warning, especially if this hits or comes anywhere near you on September 29th. Remember, many storms have come in on the 29th of the month. Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Katrina. 29 breaks down to an 11-day, and 11 and 29 dates always have significant events, especially storms. And if there is a storm that's heading for your land to hit on the date the 11th or 29th, always take that extremely seriously. So together, let us hold in the light that nothing bad happens and that the storm's gone and out in sea by the 29th. But chances are it's not going to be. And chances are by the time we get to the 29th, it might be right off the coast of New York. And New York may be getting hit with all that floods and the things that I mentioned in my predictions. So watch these storms very closely, my friends, because I talked about it back in April, and now it's all coming into fruition. And hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully it takes a different direction and different turn. But our prayers go out to all those in Puerto Rico who are already struggling and suffering from the devastation of Fiona. And along with all our friends again in Florida, the Gulf, Costa Rica, Cuba, and all the little islands in between, please be safe. Batten down the hatchets because the storms are coming. And this is only the beginning of the end of the season for hurricanes. On that same top weather prediction video, I sent warnings to Dallas and said that Dallas would be underwater, which did occur not that long ago. But could this occur again? Let's take a look at the prediction and see if this could be related to the hurricanes in the hurricane season that we are still in.
I saw a vision separately of Dallas, which was partly underwater. I saw a vision of a highway system and, part of that highway system completely underwater, and I saw vehicles stranded on some type of overpass or part of the roadway. Whatever this huge storm is, more likely a hurricane, it will hit other areas as well, especially Houston. I see a cruise ship being slammed by storm surge. Like, that was a wild vision too. It looked like something out of a movie. I mean, this cruise ship was just slamming against the pier. It was slamming until it flipped over on its side. I would think that would have to do with Texas as well, because it was all connected to the same vision and the same prediction.
All in all, we have to keep a very close eye on the skies and on these storms, my friends. And don't forget to catch me on Tuesday, every Tuesday. But this coming Tuesday, we will go into more depth on these storms, and by then we'll know where they are. So Tuesday, Tittle Tea Time, predictions update. So again, everybody be very, very safe. Pay very close attention to the weather systems, because I did say that September would be one of the wildest months moving into October and November. And we're in it. And now we see these events taking place. Massive earthquakes, all predicted, all coming into play. And even those that weren't predicted are all happening right now. Big storms, all heading our way before the big freeze comes and the very cold winter that's ahead of us. Thank you all so much once again for your love, your support, and for being a part of the tribe and hitting that subscribe. Don't forget to give that like a click as well. Until the next time, perhaps I'll see you on Tuesday. Celebrate life, celebrate you. Be kind to others as you wish others to be kind to you, because we all know mean people suck. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.